Later today, a team of experts from the International Atomic Energy Agency is expected to publish its findings after spending the last few days inspecting the Russian-controlled Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plants.
The report comes as Ukraine says it has expanded its counteroffensive in the east of the country in addition to the south. NBC News foreign correspondent Meagan Fitzgerald joins us now from Kyiv. Meagan, good to see you. So let's start at the nuclear power plant. What is the latest there? What do we think we're going to see in this report today?
Well, guys, it's good to be with you. What we know is that in the coming hours, we are expecting to receive that report. And then once it's published, then we know that the Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency will then brief the UN Security Council on the findings. What we've seen is over the last couple of days, these inspectors from the IAEA have spent days really just assessing the entire plant, taking a look and paying close attention to the damage at the facility. The big question here, and what we're waiting to find out in this report, is just how close is this plant to this nuclear catastrophe? The Director General has been very clear. He has clearly said that he needs the shelling in and around this plant to stop because it inches closer each time to this nuclear disaster. But what we've seen is that that's not been the case. Just yesterday, for example, we saw more shelling causing a fire and then, of course, triggering the sixth reactor. Keep in mind, there's only six. The sixth reactor to be pulled from the power grid, creating a very concerning situation. So, again, all eyes are going to be on this report that is expected to come out in the coming hours, guys.
Meagan, we also want to ask you about reports that Russia-appointed officials in the occupied Kherson region have put on hold a referendum on whether to join Russia. That's because of Ukraine's attacks. What more can you tell us about that?
Exactly. So we have been hearing for weeks now that Russia is planning what's being called this sham referendum, where they'll be allowing Ukrainians in Russian-occupied territory, of course, to vote on whether or not they want to be a part of Russia. Of course, Ukraine is saying that the results would be fixed, as the majority of Ukrainians don't want anything to do with Russia. That referendum on hold, as we've seen over the last week, the Ukrainians launching this counteroffensive. This week, they're saying that they are being victorious. They're gaining ground on the battlefield, claiming victories in the east of the country as well as in the south. Because, guys, as you know, this is a race against time for the Ukrainians who are trying to gain back as much ground as they can from the Russians before these winter months set in.
Meagan, let's also talk about the east real fast. We're watching new developments there. Kyiv continues to see shelling. What can you tell us about the latest attack?
Yeah, guys, so Kyiv is a location in the east that's seen increased shelling over the last several weeks. It was the site of the deadliest attack that we've seen since mid-July, on the anniversary, the 6-month anniversary of the invasion. And just overnight, 3 more civilians have been killed in that area. We know that civilian buildings and family homes have been targeted, and this is just the latest attack as the Russians really grip a good portion of the eastern part of this country.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.